If you guys are looking for some cheap coins on FC25, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap, and reliable. And if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So, what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now, in today's video guys, we have some tactics and player roles for a really good formation in FC25, the 4-3-1-2. Now, this used to be pretty good in like FIFA 18 or so, but it hasn't really been that good for like the past few years. But in this game, it's actually very, very decent, quite similar to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. The only difference is you have that extra centre mid as opposed to a DM, so it makes it a bit better for pressing and things like that. But yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video and I hope you enjoy. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics. For the tactical preset, ensure you do have it on custom. This is so you can make all of the changes that are necessary. If you have it on one of the presets that EA make, you can't make all the changes you need. So just ensure you have it on custom so you can modify whatever you like. And then the formation, as I said guys, is here, the 4-3-1-2. This is the formation you're going to want to use. The 3 centre mids and the cam, that's the way it lines up there. For the build-up style, guys, I like to have it on balance personally because I feel like it gives me more control when I am building up. With balance, sometimes your players will come short, other times they'll make those runs in behind. So it is really, really nice and varied when you are attacking. That being said, if you prefer like counter or short passing, then that is completely fine as well. It's up to you what you choose. There is no right or wrong answer for it. Now, for the defensive approach, I've tried like balanced, I've tried aggressive, and I've tried high, and the reason I've settled with high, I've said it in like the previous videos, is because I didn't like balance because it felt a little bit like there was too much space for my opponent, and then I also didn't like aggressive because it felt like my players were always like charging out of control and things like that. So I found a good middle ground with high on 70. I know you can manually change it, but 70's been fine. This is like, so we've got a decently high defensive line and our players aren't always pressing either, so it's just like a nice middle ground. But if you guys want to, you know, pick aggressive or whatever, then that is also absolutely fine guys. Now, moving on to the player roles. Without the ball, this is what it looks like. One thing you need to know about tactics in FC25 is whichever formation you use to base your tactics off, so for example this is the 4-3-1-2, is how it will defend without the ball. You can't actually change how it defends without the ball, so it's kind of important you have a pretty decent formation, as without the ball that's the way it's going to defend. So yeah, that's what it looks like without the ball, and then with the ball it looks a bit more like this. So let's quickly talk through it and explain why we use what we use. For the 2 strikers, I have them both on advanced forward. Now, I like advanced forward because I feel like I get the most out of the strikers with this role. Basically, with advanced forward, they don't have a specific thing that they always have to do. So sometimes, for example, they'll make those runs in behind. Other times, they'll drop a bit deeper or come short and help with the build-up. You just get much more out of them. So if you can get somebody with a ++ or even a plus, it makes them even better at it. But I am aware not everybody likes advanced forward. So if you want to try something like poacher or whatever, that is also fine. Just pick something you're comfortable with, because you know it's better to pick something you know you like than just force yourself to use something because I've told you to, if that makes sense. But yeah, both strikers advance forward. For the cam, you do have a couple options. I like to have them on playmaker. I just feel like you get the most out of them on playmaker. They get into these really nice areas where they can just kind of like dictate the attack. They get so much space, and they're able to just play a variety of passes and, you know, do a lot of damage, especially if they have the ++ version like Nakata here. The other option, which people do like, and I can understand why, to be honest, is Shadow Striker. This is like where the cam starts quite high in the attack, and then they'll look to make those runs in between like the 2 strikers. So it's a very effective way of, you know, chip through balling and stuff like that. It's a good run from the cam when they have this instruction on. But me personally, I just prefer playmaker, so just pick whatever you like. For the middle centre mid, I like to have them on holding. This makes them act like a guardian in front of the back line. It helps keep the attack ticking as well because they don't overcommit when you're going forward. So you always have somebody to look back to and pass and stuff like that. So I really do like holding on this player. I think it's really, really, really underrated. And I have the same on the left centre mid as well. I love having 2 holding midfielders. I feel like you get the most control and you're, you know, much more sound defensively because these players don't fly forward. So I have these 2 on holding. And then for the right centre mid, I actually have them on playmaker. So they're going to push a bit higher than those 2 holding mids and give you an extra option going forward. Another option you can do is maybe have like So for example, this player box to box, and then this one as well. So like the left centre mid and the right centre mid as box to boxes. But I prefer to have this one on holding and then this one on playmaker. It's just completely down to preference, but this is what I have been using. Now for the fullbacks, because this is quite a narrow formation, so if you take the fullbacks out of this picture, you can see a very narrow attack. So it's very important that we pop these fullbacks onto wingback or whatever, just to give us that extra width, to give us that wider option, and to help us beat our opponents. Because if we just have players in the narrow areas, we have absolutely no width, and our opponent can just, you know, they can suffocate you essentially. So it's nice to have that width to stretch out the opponent and always give you that option. So wingback on both the fullbacks for me. If you have somebody with like attacking wingback, you can maybe use that if you want to, but just beware, you can get caught out quite a lot with that. Now for the two centre-backs, I have them on the defender role. I think it's by far the most consistent and reliable. I do know some people that like stopper and ball-playing defender, so if you're one of them, feel free to use it, but I don't personally advise it. And then for the goalkeeper, I just have them on the default role as goalkeeper. But yeah, guys, they are my tactics and roles for the 4-3-1-2. If you guys have enjoyed or found it useful, please be sure to drop this video a thumbs up. Sub to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, well, that's all, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.